Hi everyone, it's time to have a trip to the model shop today, and today I'm going to go to see Mick at Durham Trains of Stanley, and let's see what kind of bargains I can pick up while I'm there. So first up, we've got a wagon. It is a Kit Kat wagon. It's a van. It just looks very nice. Aidan loves his Kit Kats, and when I saw it, I thought I just couldn't resist. I thought we've got to have one of them for the railway. We've got to have one on the layout, especially for Aidan to use. Picked up at a price of £3. You can see there, it's actually in pretty good condition. It's missing one of its hooks, but that's nothing major. Got a nice silver seal wheels. I'm not going to go into too much detail on it, but there, I think that is a nice price for that wagon there. It does look really nice, and Aidan really appreciates it with his love for Kit Kats in a similar way that he loves these Coca-Cola train sets, because of the fact that he's got a fondness for Coca-Cola. So there's number one. We've got our Kit Kat van. Next up, we've got our Mighty White van as well, soft grain bread. Now this has got the plastic white lined wheels, very similar to the Kit Kat wagon, different type of wagon but very similar. This one's seen some use, it's got some age to it, and you can just see on the sides of it, it's sort of bleached and dirty a bit. I think I might weather this one up a bit just because of the way it looks, but in at £3 as well. That is a lovely wagon, nice little addition to the collection. It's always nice to have a few more wagons running around. I know these aren't necessarily prototypical, but they're a nice bit of fun to have on the layout. So we've got our Mighty White soft grain bread van there. Next up, we have got an LMS van here as well. Now this isn't something I've been looking for, but because of the amount of LMS coaches I've got, we've had some previous videos, I'll put some links in the description there for you to have a look at. I think we've got about 13 of the LMS composite coaches now. They were running behind the Princess Royal locomotive the other day. There's a few videos, I'll put them in the description there for you to have a look at. And I saw this and I thought this would look great at the front, just behind the locomotive. I don't know an awful lot about this. I think it's for baggage. It may have carried money or valuables of some description, but it's a Lima model. We've got metal wheels there. There's a reasonable amount of detail on the underside of it. It's LMS colours. You can see the LMS logo there and its running number. No corridor, so it's a secure unit. Plenty of detail for an older model there, and it's at £5. I think that was quite a reasonable price to have. It's got all of its couplings and it's got all of its buffers and all that sort of thing. There's no significant damage to it at all. I just think that would look really good with the rake of composite coaches. Fits in, right time period, right era, and I think it'll look well behind a locomotive. So next up, and sticking with the LMS theme, I managed to pick up one of these, and you can see the price there on the front. Now, if you've got any of these, you'll know what I'm on about. If you've looked for these, you'll know what I'm on about. They seem to go for a premium, especially on internet websites, no names mentioned. The LMS Coronation coaches, now obviously they're not exactly prototypically correct. In fact, Hornby this year, 2021, actually released to purchase a full rake of the correct Coronation Scott coaches, and I think they're over £50 each to buy. And the mad thing is, these, although not correct, they do seem to fetch quite a lot of money on the internet websites. Ridiculous money in my eyes for what is exactly the same as my LMS composite coaches railroad range, just with a different livery on. Now when I saw this, it was on its own, £5. I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna buy it, because I don't think I'll see another one at that price for a long time. It's boxed, it's in good condition, and I also thought to myself, what's the harm in having one? If I see any more, I can pick them up. So I'll quickly get into the box here. So there you go. You can see there, it's got our white lined plastic wheels. It's actually in really quite good condition. There's a little blemish here on the roof, but nothing really to speak of. So I've got our compartments at this side, and flip it up whether you can see the corridor is on the other side there. It's a little bit dusty, bit of a clean. That's nothing. It's for a model its age, I'm pretty amazed it's in the condition it's in. And as you can see, you've got a reasonable amount of molded detail on the end there with the corridor and steps, handrails, buffers, all that sort of thing. It's got large D-shaped couplings, but it's just a really nice looking coach. Maybe, possibly, I'm going to have to look into maybe getting a hold of a locomotive suitable to pull this coach. As I've got one, well, I think I'm going to have a look out for some more now. But at £5, I think that was a steal. Next up in rolling stock, we have got a nice Southern Railway composite coach here in the malachite green. Now I actually have 3 of these already. I think they were in a model shop haul from about a year ago, 2020, something like that, and I picked up 3 of them, which was great. I think they were boxed as well. They were going to go great behind my Bullied Pacifics, and I saw this one at another £5 boxed. A little bit of damage on the box there, nothing too much, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick it up. That gives us 4 now, and I like to just pick them up as and when I can. I don't just go out and say, right, I'm going to have today, I'm going to go and find as many of these as I want. That's not the case. What I tend to do is I tend to pick them up as and when I see them at a nice price, and it was at a nice price. Now I've got 4 of these. It's a bit like those LMS composite coaches. I've picked them up over a period of time, and now I've got a really nice collection of those. So there you go. You can see this is in reasonably good condition. It's had some play wear. It's been used well. It's got silver seal wheels. I think these are really nice. I don't actually know if Hornby are still producing these in the railroad range or not. Plenty of molded detail with steps, handrails and buffers and all that, with the corridor at both sides. Both of the couplings are intact. So we've got our corridor side here with compartment doors, and if I turn it over, we've got our corridor side with doors as well, facing the compartment doors. We've got our first class and our third class Southern malachite green. I quite like this green, and that's great. Now we've got another one in the collection, so at £5 I think that is a pretty good buy. Now next up, something I didn't expect to find. It isn't a full scale length coach, but this is one of what I call the stubby Mark IIIs. So that's sort of like your early Mark IIIs that Hornby produced with the Intercity 125 train sets. So it's a stubby, it's that length, doesn't bother me at all. What we've actually got here is R451. It's the Queen's Coach BR Royal Train. I used to have these years and years ago. I had a full set of them and chose to sell them off years ago. I think it was when Aidan was coming along, and it's one of those things you sort of sometimes regret, why did I get rid of them? But it was for a good reason. As you can see, it's actually in really good condition. Nice big shine to that, and the transfers or the print on them is actually in really good condition. You can see down here we've got white lined plastic wheels, typical Mark III layout. The only difference is, unlike our usual Mark IIIs, now our usual Mark IIIs on the stubbies have got a door like this one here, so it was a manual open pull handle and it would swing open. But typical to the Royal Train, you can see here on the other side, different style of dooring altogether. So it's got a different tool for this end, and you can see it's got the 2 handles there for 2 doors to open out over. As you can see, the windows have got that sort of net curtain blinded look about it, so you can't quite see in. No one can really see and see if the Queen's there in the coach or anything that she's got inside. Similar on the other side, the windows are slightly different on this side, as you can see, different layout. So it's nice to see there was a bit of a change there, and you can see the mouldings continue with the doors on the opposite side as well. The one thing I remember about these stubby coaches is that the glazing has a tendency to push out, and every so often you have to just persuade it to go back in. But otherwise, really like it. Really good coach. Can't actually remember what I paid for it. I know it was well under a tenner. I think it was probably about £8, something like that, £8. But I don't think you can go wrong for £8. So we've got the Queen's Coach there. Very nice. Probably going to keep those wheels on. I know they're plastic, and I know I normally twist about plastic wheels, but I think I'm going to keep them on because of those white lines. Yeah, really nice. So that is the latest acquisitions from the model shop. So we've got our Royal Coach, we've got our Southern Composite Coach, we've got our LMS Coronation Scott coach. So we've got this LMS coach here, really nice. It's going to look really nice in front of the rake of LMS coaches we've got already. So we've got that one as well, and we've got our Mighty White van, and we've got our Kit Kat van as well. So not a bad little haul there. So if you work that out, so what's that, 5, 10, 15, say 20, less than £30. Less than £30. I don't think you can go wrong for less than £30 for all of those, bearing in mind that the 3 coaches are all boxed and they are in really good condition. There we go. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, click on the round button. If you enjoyed this video and you want to watch some more, there's another video at the top of the screen, and there's a playlist at the bottom. See you again soon.